Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 143 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
We went out last night with a couple of friends. It was their birthday. We went to this bar out in Arlington, Tennessee.
Wow.
Not Texas. Yeah, long way. We didn't have to drive, so that leads into my story.
Stuff to do in Arlington?
It was just this fun cover band playing that plays like old school rock and some country and stuff and whatever. So we went out there and didn't have to drive and probably got back like midnight. Had a few too many. Had a rough morning. Just so tired. And then Eliza woke up, and like 5 minutes after that, she started puking. And she puked milk on my recliner. That was so depressing.
Yum.
But I got it all cleaned up, and by the end of the day, she was hungry and eating. Everything stayed down, so it wasn't even like a 24-hour. But it was weird because yesterday she wasn't really hungry at dinner. You know, she just didn't want to eat that much, and so we kind of thought something might be up. But she acted fine, felt normal, no fever, and then she was sick today. But hopefully, it was just like a 6-hour bug.
Yeah,
because with Jess going out of town, I can't have these kids in. I can't survive.
And it's like if one of them's sick, they're probably all sick.
Yes. So now my hope is that Casey is not. He's been kind of off, but that could just be Casey being Casey. So you never really know. But yeah. I'm tired. But I'm happy to be here. If you didn't know, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast where every week the two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. I was going to say from the Nintendo. I was going to do that whole thing. In the world of video games. If you like what you see here or hear here, make sure... Here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, all that other stuff. We're drinking coffee tonight because I guess Sean's tired too. We'll get to that in a minute, I guess. We have pretty basic t-shirts on, although I love my Dunder Mifflin shirt. But if you like cool t-shirts, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. Check out our new podcast, Smark Shooters, over at youtube.c1 ! Just search for Smark Shooters on the YouTubes. We're trying to get to 100 subs at first so we can get that custom URL and then keep going up and away from there.
We will put a link to our page in the description.
Oh, that would be smart.
And then you can go ahead and sub there after you've subbed here if you haven't already.
Yes. Also, text me that so I don't forget to do that. Because I can just change the upload default so it's there for every video. But yeah, go check that out. We're having a lot of fun. We've done 2 episodes so far. Should be recording another one here in a couple of days, I think. I don't even know it's Sunday, so in like 3 days. Usually we're going to try to record Wednesday nights. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. What else? Oh, we want to give a shout out to a new sub that has been very, what's the word? Interactive with us since they subbed. 2-Bit Gaming, shout out to those guys. They're a couple brothers like us as well. I believe they're from overseas. That they said they found us.
Are they brothers?
I think they're brothers.
I couldn't remember. I
can't remember what he said. Either brothers or best friends. I can't remember. He said on one of the things.
Or both.
But yeah. But yeah, they've been watching all the videos, commenting and stuff, and they're putting up some pretty fun, good content too. They've got some really good production values, actually.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
I'm a bit jealous.
We need to work on that. But so shout out to 2-Bit Gaming. Go check those guys out over at, I assume it's youtube.com/2. Well, actually, I don't think they're over 100 subs yet. They just started. But just search 2-Bit Gaming, or you can see them usually in the comments on our videos, probably even on this one. So go check them out over there. They're doing good things, and just want to give them a shout out. Why are you so tired?
I don't know. I've literally just, since I got back from my trip, even though it's been
like 2 weeks.
2 weeks today.
I think so.
Yeah, 2 weeks today. I feel like there's not been one single time over those 2 weeks where I've felt wide awake.
Yeah.
I feel like, and it's not, it can't be the travel. Like, there's no way I'm still jet lagged, but just ever since then.
Well, you're a parent now too.
Well, there's that, yeah. And maybe that's it, because before the trip, I had the trip on the horizon, so I was like looking forward to that. And now, I mean, this is going to sound horrible, but I'm not going to say I have nothing to look forward, nothing to live for. But I don't know. I mean, we're going to the beach at the end of next month.
You took that float, right? Last week?
Yeah, it's correct. I don't know. I just feel like I'm never wide awake. I feel like I'm always kind of tired, and it could just be the whole being a parent thing too. But yeah, I don't know. Then, so this coming Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm volunteering at the World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational. I think that's the name of it. So it should be a lot of fun. It's my first year doing this. I had like an orientation thing yesterday, which was good. I had training today, which was not so good. So it was delayed. My training was delayed from yesterday till today because of all the rain we've had, which I guess delayed them in putting up all the ropes around the course and stuff. And so they're like, well, we need the ropes for the training, so we're going to delay it till Sunday so that they're actually up.
No ropes.
We literally never... No, there were ropes. We just never left the tent. It was literally just a person talking the whole time. And I'm like... So I'm a gallery marshal. And
hold up the hush y'all sign?
Yeah, I got that part down. But then they also talked about if one of the golfers hits a ball and it goes like out of bounds, that I got to like... mark it with like a flag and keep people away and possibly like move the rope around it. And there's a lot of stuff that they were saying. I don't know. It's just I still don't really feel like I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And I thought this was going to be like a hands-on training kind of thing, but I show up Thursday at 12:15 and then it's just that's it. And I don't really know what I'm doing other than if people get loud, I tell them hush y'all. And that's about it. So it's going to be interesting. But it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be huge this year compared to last year and every year before it. They said usually there's like 50 credentialed media members. This year there's 300. I think usually they expect anywhere. I think they said in like the 5,000 to 8,000 spectators range. This year they're expecting 20 to 25,000.
Why? It's because they thought Tiger was going to be here?
Just because it's just a much bigger deal now. It's like an actual tournament. It's like an actual... I don't know.
It's like part of the FedEx Cup now or something.
Yeah, whereas before it was just a...
It was just a tournament.
It was just like a, hey, come
and it was like
golf and raise money.
And it was like the week before the U.S. Open every year in the past.
Yeah,
so like early. A lot of people skip it because they want to just be ready for the Open. So
right, but now that it's an official like PGA Tour thing, like...
Well, no, it was always a PGA Tour thing. It's just now it's...
Yeah.
It's I think it's the FedEx Cup. I think that it's part of it.
But I guess like the just all the production value is way higher. It's pretty impressive. I've only been the one time. I don't know if you'd been before.
I had been
other than
one or two.
We went with Dad, but like I don't remember a whole lot about it. You know, it was only 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know. It wasn't last year. 2 or 3 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
But it definitely seems like there's a lot going on there. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. I hope I don't screw anything up. I assume there's not much I could, unless I go out of my way to do something stupid. I don't think I really
you kick the ball or something.
I found your ball.
Guys, I got it.
Here you go. As long as I don't go out of my way to do something stupid, I don't think I really have the ability to screw anything up too bad. But I'm more nervous after training than I was before is what it comes down to, because training was a joke.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes.
We will. Speaking of how things are going, Sean, you started twitching on our channel.
I did. I got an email today. It was like
twitch.tv/2player_co-op.
Here's your progress, the path to being an affiliate.
Oh, wow.
Requirements met. 0 of 4. Reach 50 followers. I have 13. That's 2 more than I had before today, so that's good. Stream for 8 hours. That seems awfully easy. I've gotten 2.3 already. Stream on 7 different days. That'll be easy. I've got 2. And an average of 3 viewers. I'm only at 2.6.
Well, it rounds up.
But we're on the way. So, but it's a lot of fun. Today was my first true stream other than just like testing it. it's been an adventure. What I did find out is now that I'm on Windows, I don't need the TV anymore. Like, it is seamless. I can play it on the computer screen
on the Elgato
with zero delay, zero. So that's what I've been doing.
It's not killing
now.
your CPU or anything. Wow,
it's been fine. So now I don't need the TV. I've got this giant TV sitting on our desk right now that I can get rid of, move back to one of the spare rooms. So that's good. It makes the setup a little bit cleaner, but still very much working out the bugs. I had the volunteer Twitter police coming after me today because
what
Twitch
the hell was that guy's
police.
problem?
Because when you start, you give your stream a title. I just put Mario Maker 2, and then there's a bunch of tags you can do, like charity and
this is in Slobs or this is in Twitch?
This is in Slobs, but it's through Twitch. It feeds to Twitch.
Right. Yeah.
And then you can put the game that you're playing. And when I put Mario Maker, the only one that comes up is Mario Maker 1. And you can't just type something in and hit enter. Like, you have to choose it from the list. So I don't know if Twitch just hasn't added Mario Maker 2 to their list yet, which seems ridiculous. So I'm like, well, whatever. I'll just put Mario Maker. Close enough. 2 different people over the course of 40 minutes. And I was like, how come this says Mario Maker, but this is clearly Mario Maker 2? I'm like,
why
chill out.
Care?
Who's going to come on and be like, no, I only want to watch Mario Maker 1. I don't want to watch Mario Maker 2.
Anyways.
Exactly. And who wants to watch it? I mean, I would watch it, but it's not like I would ever be like, I want to watch 1 and I don't want to watch 2.
I saw that one guy
saying, who
cares?
cares?
I saw the one guy saying, I'm just telling you, I will have to report you because it's
I straight up told him, he's like,
mischaracterization.
He's like, why did you put Mario Maker? This is Mario Maker 2. He's like, you need to change that. And I'm like, all right, just relax, buddy. It's fine. And he's like, I'm just saying, if you don't, I'm going to have to report you because that's a violation of the Twitch guidelines. I'm like, give me a break. So I eventually fixed it. I don't even remember your name at this point. But
it started with a G. G has something.
Either way, still working out the bugs, but it's coming along. It's fun. I know I'm not going to make any money off of it, but it's just fun. It's like, hey, I want to play Mario Maker. I might as well just stream at the same time. It's not like it doesn't feel like a chore or anything. It's just easy enough to, whenever I feel like playing, I just hit that go live button and I'm live. So I'll stream. I don't have the luxury of just being able to set aside a specific time or multiple specific times every week where I'm going to be on and streaming because I just don't have that ability. I'll stream when I stream and I'll tweet it out and whatever. But if you're interested in watching, check it out. It's twitch.tv/2player co-op. And I'll be tweeting it out and whatever. So it's fun. It's fun. I enjoy it.
Cool. What have you been playing this week? Anything besides?
I've been playing a lot of Mario Maker. And I've been playing a lot of how do I get my Macintosh to stream.
You don't.
You don't. You install Windows on it, and then everything is much easier.
It's so weird. I don't know why they haven't just released a plugin for Elgato with OBS on Mac. I do not understand why. At one point, I read like a bunch of politics or something behind it, or there's some reason that they haven't done it. But I'm like, come on. I get it. Like if you're a Twitcher or whatever, you've probably got a nice PC. I get that. But that's not everybody. I just don't. There's no harm in doing it. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't get it. But it was I bought the Elgato and the Stream Deck Mini during Prime Day, and I'm like, I'm going to take the plunge. I want to start streaming, and then I got it, and it was just nothing but trouble from like day one. I'm like, I'm already sick of this. I kind of feel like just returning this. I was looking online, as were you. We're trying to find all these like workarounds, and I'm like, even if one of these works, I just don't know that I feel like messing with it. And then I eventually read, like, somebody posted, I don't know if it was like a Reddit thing, but it was essentially, I went through all this. Do yourself a favor, just boot camp install Windows on your Mac. You'll thank me later. And I'm like, this seems like a lot of work. And it wasn't terrible, but I did it. And it's like, my Mac might as well just be a PC now. Like, it's It's not like I'm running Windows through OS X or whatever it is. Like, it's literally just it boots into Windows now. Like, it's a PC and everything works great. So now it's kind of all on me. There's no more real technical limitations to it. It's just me getting everything set up the way I want. But it'll be a work in progress for a while. But yeah, but that's really all I've been playing.
I just remembered. I don't remember if I downloaded any new levels that you've done. We'll have to check before we start recording.
I made one last night or the night before. I'm not too happy with it. It's one of those things that, like, I did it and then I'm just like, this isn't as good. And it happens with every single level I make. I'm like, this is going to be a great idea. And then I start doing it. I'm like, well, this isn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it's still good. And then by the time I, like, finish it, I'm like, this isn't even that good.
Yeah.
So it's another one of those levels, but I'll probably have you play it anyway.
We'll see. Great. All I've really been playing is Mario Maker 2. Also, 2. Did you get the world record in my speed run? I assume you did.
I did. And when I did it like perfectly. So when you get all the way to the right on the bottom, remember when I was trying to beat it, I kept doing the little jump just to get off of the backwards conveyor belt. I'm like, I need to just jump over it. I did it, nailed it, boom, bounced back. When I landed over by the giant Goomba, I like jumped perfectly to where I just skimmed off the top of him and like got a like boost off of him, bounced off the spring, kept going. Like, I did it perfectly. I don't know if I'm perfect like to the 1,000th, but I don't think anybody's beating it. But it's pretty unbeatable. I'm sure if you put it out there and everybody was trying to beat it, somebody would beat it. But yeah, I don't think anybody that just randomly comes across the level will beat it.
Because you got to put some time into it to figure out how to beat it. Or watch our Let's Plays.
Yeah, that too.
To know the layout of it and everything. But no, I designed a couple more levels. And they're fine. One, I didn't think I was going to be able to beat because I forgot that if you've got a checkpoint, because I haven't ever done a level with a checkpoint. This one needed a checkpoint. I forgot you have to, or I didn't forget, I didn't even know. You have to beat it from the beginning without the checkpoint, and then you got to beat it from the checkpoint. It's much easier once you get to the checkpoint, I will say that.
That's one thing that, besides my speed run, my shortest level ever, and my road rage, I guess there's 3 of them. So I think I've made 8 total now. So there's 5 other ones. All 5 of those that are like actual levels, I have at least 1, if not 2, checkpoints in. Like, I always feel the need to make these levels super long, and they don't have to be. Like, you can have a fun level that's like you can beat without even being a speed run that you can beat in like 40 to 50 seconds. So I think when I go forward making more levels, I'm going to try to make them shorter.
I want to know what the level ID is for that one World 1-1 with all the fire rings.
Oh God, I don't even want to bother.
I just want to see if I could even make it past 1. You know, like I feel like I could watch that video 100 times, memorize it, and still not be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean it's pure memorization. Like there's no way you can't
react.
You need to know exactly. Yeah. You need to know. I need to go here, jump up and around this thing, and go and get back and wait, and then jump through here, and it's like it's pure memorization.
Yeah. All right, it's a slow news week this week, so I kind of want to do something a little bit different. We've kind of had this topic just in the bag for a while, and we said, well, whenever it slows down, we'll just do this, or we were just going to do like an evergreen episode, but I don't think it's worth a whole episode, but it's a fun topic to do. And basically we want to talk about what we want. Like, what are our hopes and dreams for what next gen is actually going to look like with the PS5 and the Xbox 2 or whatever it ends up being called. What we actually want to happen with those machines on next gen. So basically what we know already is they're both going to have SSD drives. There's going to be ray tracing, or at least they say there is. There's still a lot of people saying there's no way they're actually going to do real ray tracing because it's just not possible unless you want to make these machines like just cost like a PC does. Like, I've heard conflicting reports on that, so it's like they'll probably have ray tracing, but maybe not like real ray tracing or something. I don't know.
To me, I mean, I don't know the first thing about PC gaming, but that reeks of PC gamers
Master
just being
race.
like, well, it's not real ray tracing. Right. There's no way they could pull that off. And it's like, I mean, and maybe it's legit, right. But I'm just, whatever.
So we know they're both going to try that. They're both going to have minimal load times. That's, I think, is going to be the big focus and the selling point and all that fun stuff. They're both going to have 8K support. 4K is going to be standard. And the 8K thing is so stupid. It's fine to like future-proof it and whatever, but no one has 8K TVs. No one does.
Yeah.
They're ridiculously expensive, and there's really no point. I don't need the resolution to be that high. God of War on my standard PS4 Pro is beautiful. So is Horizon. So was Uncharted. Metal Gear, okay. It's ridiculous. So whatever. But those are the main things that I think we know so far. I might have probably forgot something that's the same between the two of them. Lots of teraflops and all that. But so I just kind of want to just have a conversation about what we want, other than what we know so far. What do we really want to see from what these machines are going to be? The first thing for me, this is funny because I'm not going to own one unless my kids end up getting one, is that the Xbox 2 out of the box needs to have rechargeable freaking controllers. Like, they still, to this day, when you buy an Xbox, maybe not on the Scorpio. I don't know about Scorpio because we've just got a 1S.
That boggles my mind.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot that was even a thing.
AA batteries in the stupid thing. And I'm like, what the hell year is this? Are you kidding me? Like, for my boys, I had one of the things we got them for Christmas was because I think they got their Xbox a year ago. They got a charging battery pack thing, you know? Because that makes sense. Like, Sony's going back to the PS3, like since 2006, you didn't have to put batteries in PlayStation controllers. You don't have to on the Switch Pro controller. You didn't have to.
I would imagine. Well, granted, they have the battery pack now, but the way those boys play Fortnite, I would assume they're killing, per controller, at least 2, if not 4 batteries a week, I would guess.
Yeah, they were burning through them. That's why
I've got to imagine.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Like, whereas my PlayStation, when I'm done, I've got that dual charging thing. I just put it in the dock every time I'm done playing. I never have to worry about battery. Yeah. Ever. Same thing with the Switch Pro, and the Switch Pro controller lasts for 80 hours or something stupid.
Right.
My 8-bit dough doesn't last that long, but it's got a good battery too. So, yeah. What do you want to see? That's not all I've got. But
so first of all, I will say, some of these I get. I'm basically just looking at PS5. Yeah. However, kind of along those same lines, not a huge deal for everything, for exactly what you just said, but what I think would be cool, wireless charging.
Oh, okay.
Put it into a little cradle, but you don't need to make that connection, and I think you still need that available because if you go to play and your controller's dead, it'd be nice to still be able to play and just plug it in.
Yeah.
You won't be able to play it while it's on this mat or this cradle thing, but so many phones have this now. I don't see any reason why this couldn't be done. And it may be the kind of thing where it's an option, just like Apple won't give you a wireless charger for your phone, but they'll say, yeah, it works with them. Put the technology in there. I don't expect them to sell a mat or a cradle or something that would do it, that comes with the system, but I think that should be an option.
I like it. That also makes me think of one of the things I had written down because I didn't think it was compatible, but it is. But there's still not a Sony option, is mouse and keyboard support. Because I thought you couldn't do it at all, but I researched a little bit and they're like, no, you can. There's third-party ones you can do all this, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I'm surprised Sony hasn't gotten on that train. I think what you would still need to do is same thing, I think Destiny does this, and maybe I don't know if Fortnite does it. But the games can tell, those damn cicadas, the games can tell if you are using a controller or mouse and keyboard. So that if you're playing Fortnite, you don't want to be the one guy on a PS4 using a DualShock 4 playing against people on I know you can't do crossplay, whatever. I'm just, as an example, playing against these PC nerds with mouse and keyboard that you don't have it. What you don't have a chance. Like mouse and keyboard is so much easier for first person games and third person shooters, all this other stuff. You don't have a chance if you're playing against mouse and keyboard. So it would need to detect what you're using and
match you accordingly.
Yeah. But what made me think about that was Gary Whitta was showing he just got a new mouse, and his mouse comes with the mouse pad is actually a wireless charger. So the mouse charges while you're using the mouse, so it's just always charged. It's kind of cool. That's what just made me think of that.
That is pretty cool.
One of the things that's this is my OCD coming in, but I'm sick of having games, and I've talked about this on here many times, that don't track how long you've played them. Switch kind of does this. What I'm saying is it should be in the system. But it should not be like Nintendo's where it's just 10 hours or more, 15 hours or more. No. They know how long we're playing these games. Hell, you get your stats at the end of the
Now, but
year.
do you want to know just how much time you've spent in God of War, or how much specifically, like how much time you've spent on one playthrough?
Both.
Yeah.
Although most games I'm only going to care about it the first time.
Right.
You know. But it's just there's no reason it doesn't do this. The 3DS kind of does this, although their time tracking makes no sense at all.
Really?
I don't know what's going on there. Maybe if you put it in standby, it thinks the game is still on or something. But I remember when I looked at that for like Ocarina of Time, I was like, this is not right. This is not even close.
It took you like 60 hours to beat it or something.
15-hour game. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason that they can't do this. And this goes for both Sony and Microsoft. Like, and I know there's a lot of people like that are like me. Like, I want to know. I love Bloodstained. Like when you pause it or when you go to like a save room, you can see the
ticking.
seconds are going. I'm like, this is exactly what I want. That
should be in every
level
single
of detail.
game.
Yes. So I say you just do it at the system level.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I don't have any that play off of that. So I don't think that, I mean, part of this has been confirmed, and I think the other part is just not going to happen. I want full backwards compatibility.
PS3.
Mainly PS3.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a bunch of PS2 games that I'll never play anymore, but like there's some PS3 games that maybe I'd like to play in. I'm never hooking that thing back up.
Oh, there's a lot of mine that I'd like to go play.
And I've got stuff like the DuckTales remaster that I have downloaded on it. I'm not going to pay to download it again on my PS4. Like, but I also don't want to hook up my PS3 to play it. Like, anything I've ever downloaded on PS3, PS4, any physical game I want to be able to put into the PS5 and play it. I should be able to play any Sony branded, I mean, not Sony branded, but, you know, games on like a Sony device ever. I want to be able to play on this system without having to pay for it again.
Yeah, because you're going to be able to do it on Xbox.
And I think PS3 is the one
it's
that's
the stupid cell
it's just
processor.
not going to happen. But
because you can
it's
play
a wish list.
You can play PS2, but again, like so you can play PS2 games on PS4, but it's not back. You got to buy them. You got to go buy Grand Theft Auto San Andreas or Vice City or whatever. You got to buy it again. You can't just like stick in a PS2 disc and it like realizes you've got it. And I kind of understand that because but that's how Xbox does it. It's not like they're not. At this point, do you really care if I put in my Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and it reads it and it lets me download it for free and then I give you the disc and you like, do they really care at this point of these games that are 15 years old at this point, you know?
You wouldn't think so,
but yeah, I hope so. I put the Metal Gear Solid Legacy collection on PS5. Like it's just you can't, and for some reason you can't play PS1 games. You can only play PS1 games on PS3 and Vita. You can't play them on the PS4. Like what are we doing? Figure that out, Sony. But no, I like that one. I think 2 terabytes should be standard. I might be biting off more than I can chew there when it comes to the price. I also don't know how the whole SSD thing is going to work, how much of the games are being installed there, or is it more... Like, I think Xbox talked about something that their SSD is being used as almost like a RAM booster or like fake RAM, or some kind of way to boost the RAM in your system. And I'm not technical enough to know how all that would work, but... These games are going to keep getting bigger and bigger. When you're talking about 4K standard, 8K support, these games are going to be huge, whether you're buying them physical or you're buying them digitally. These games are going to be huge. You're going to have big hard drives.
Right.
Obviously, I think 1 terabyte is a minimum, But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, especially if these things do cost $500. You better give us 2 terabytes at that point.
Yeah. I mean,
I worry they're going to cost $500.
Yeah. It's weird that we're getting to the point now where, like, a terabyte seems like, I don't know if that's enough. Like,
freaking Grand Theft Auto's 75 gigs, I think. The boys downloaded Battlefront 2 again on their Xbox, and it's 75 gigs. I'm like, my gosh.
Wow.
So, yeah. What else you got?
This one I'm not thinking is too far of a long shot. And some of it may already be confirmed. I mean, nothing really is confirmed yet, but I want built in, as much as it can be, built in VR support. I don't want to have to
15 cables.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, if I still have a cable running from my head back to the system,
I get
okay.
You're
but
saying
I think
not a separate big old processor box.
At least that.
Yeah.
Stretch goal. No wires.
Well,
at least connecting you back.
That's the Oculus Quest.
That's
it's completely
exactly
wireless. There's no reason Sony can't do it.
Right. So, at the very least, yeah, everything needs to be built into the system to handle it. And I think it will be. Now, will they make it to where you aren't even connected to it anymore? Maybe. I think it could be done. I don't know that they'll do it. But that would be... I enjoy my PSVR, but it's kind of a pain to keep it plugged in and like up and running at all times. And now that I've unplugged it, it'll be a while before I plug it back in. And I think if they can get it down to where, maybe it's just the headset that plugs in and that's it, that's huge. That would go a long way. Now, again, if they can somehow do it without even having that, then sign me up. I'm in. But yeah, built-in VR capabilities.
And they also need to improve the image quality, which of course they will. But they also need to get rid of the stupid PS camera thing.
Yeah, the eye.
You just have to track this. Build it into the stupid headset. And I'm sure they're working on all this. I do wonder when the PSVR 2 will come out, because I think they've said it's going to be. I think the PSVR will work on the PS5. I'm pretty sure they said that. Comment below. Let me know if I'm wrong. But how long do they ride that wave? When now you're talking a system that has 4K standard, and you're running this old VR headset with the screen door effect and all that. They got to do that, and they got to get rid of the eye. Just put the tracking in the headset, and I'm also interested to see if Microsoft finally does something with VR, or if HoloLens becomes a real thing, and if that comes to the Xbox 2 or what. I just wonder what they're going to do,
right?
Because I don't think they just say pish posh. I mean, even the stupid Switch has kind of VR with the Labo thing,
kind of.
I mean, it's like the cardboard thing with your phone where you just do this, but still, like they're at least trying. I can't believe, I can't believe that Xbox would just let it just give up the ghost.
Yeah,
I don't see that happening, and they've been doing so. It's next gen. I'm just prepared for Xbox to win. I just am. Because that's how every generation has flip-flopped since Xbox got in the game. And they've been doing so well ever since they botched. I don't know. I said botched. Ever since they botched the launch is what I was trying to say. They've been doing so many good things. And now they've bought all these studios and all this other stuff. And I know we both, I think, agreed that their conference this year was still kind of meh, whatever. Once they get these 13 studios or however many they've bought, if they're putting out games that are close to the quality of some of the exclusives Sony's had, next gen's going to be very interesting, I think.
I just wonder how many people out there, because I know for a fact I'm not one of them, how many people out there are truly like, I don't know, am I going to be an Xbox guy? I feel like people are what they are at this point. There's nothing, literally nothing that I can think of that would make me be like, I'm not going to get a PS5. I'm going with Xbox 2. Like, there's literally nothing they could do. Like,
it would take
how many people out there are really on the fence. And not to bring politics into it, but that's kind of the way I think about politics. Like,
right, yes.
As divided as we all are now.
You're all in your own trenches. Nobody's listening to anybody else.
How many voters out there can really be like, I don't know, which way do I go? I mean, that's a totally different topic, but I kind of feel like that's similar to a lesser extent.
No, I know what you mean.
PlayStation and Xbox. I feel like people already have their mind made up.
It would take something like at the Xbox One launch when they're like, Kinect is in there and cable TV this and entertainment system this and Call of Duty. And it was just, everybody was like, and then Sony's just like, well, it's $100 cheaper. And like, here's how you share games. Like, if you go back and just watch 2003, like Ernie was tweeting the SDCC stuff, like Comic-Con stuff, like that Marvel kind of just pulled a Sony 2013 E3 on them when they just they dropped the mic on everybody, you know, like it's crazy to look back at how bungled. I just wonder if they would have both been $400. No Kinect is mandatory bundled in. No TV this, TV that. Run your cable box through. What are you talking about, Microsoft? If they would have had Phil Spencer from the jump, I wonder what this gen. I still think Sony would have won because at the end of the day, the exclusives that Sony has had, you can't
match them.
You can't, period.
Yeah.
Going into next gen, hopefully Microsoft has those exclusive. We know Halo's going to launch. That's going to be, Sony better be working on Horizon 2. I think it's too early for Spider-Man 2. They better be working on Horizon 2 or something. And it's way too early for God of War 2. There's no way. But they better be having Horizon 2 ready. That'll be 3.5 years since Horizon came out. If it comes out fall 2020, which again, I was right. I said it was going to be fall 2020. That's enough time to get Horizon out there. It just depends how much of that engine transfers from the 4 to the 5. Since it's an internal studio, you know, Sony's working hand in hand with them. Mark Cerny's probably over there like, make Aloy's hair do this. They better have a Horizon 2 ready for launch.
Yeah, I think they will.
I hope so. Next up, I had this, something I never thought I would have said, but I want motion controls, and I think this goes for both Xbox and Sony. I want motion controls like the Switch Pro controller. And I never thought I would have said this, but when I think back to playing Zelda the first time and going from when you're controlling Link, and if you're playing with your Pro controller, the slightest movement, and not in a bad way, it is so like one-to-one. Like Link does exactly what it's like. You are holding his bow and arrow just with with a controller. And it's so much easier to line up a headshot with just being able to
just a little,
and then hit the trigger instead of having to use the right stick, which it's just I want the DualShock 4 to be the DualShock 5, and I think it will because it's going to be backwards compatible with the 4. They're not going to put a screen on it or any of this stuff like some of these mock-ups. I don't think that makes any sense. But I won't be surprised if the trackpad goes, because really all you use the trackpad for, it's just a menu button.
Right.
Like they can add in another menu button or whatever, and it'll be fine. But the basic configuration of that, I want to stay the same. I love that. But give me motion, and same thing with the Xbox controller. Motion controls, if you want to use them. I'm not saying go back to the days of the Wii where you just throw it into everything and it's anything like that. But for game, like if I could have used my DualShock 4 to aim with Aloy's bow and arrow, that would have been awesome. That would have been so freaking cool because and headshots and stuff in that game are even more important than they are in Zelda. If you got a watcher looking at you and he's, you want to hit him right in the big, I want to play that game again. I want to go back and play that game. Maybe do a new game plus there. I should play Kingdom Hearts 3 because that's just sitting out there and I got nothing else to play. But yeah, I want motion controls like the Switch Pro controller, and I never thought that's something that I would have said in the past.
Well, honestly, to Nintendo's credit, until you said that, I kind of forgot that was even a thing. Mm-hmm. And they do it so well, at least in Zelda.
I think we did it in Mario also.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm like, I can't think of using it ever since. And that's why I kind of forgot it was even a thing. So to their credit, they're not just like the Wii shoehorning it into every single game and finding a reason to use it. Just, it should be used when it feels natural, when it feels like something you should do. And that's it. And it should work the way it did in Zelda.
Yep.
I kind of forgot that it even had that. Because I don't know. Yeah, maybe in Odyssey there was stuff.
I think there was.
Now, going back a little bit on what I just said, there are parts of Zelda, like in some of the
The
temples,
puzzles.
where it does feel it was almost like tech demo-y. Like, look what you can do with the controller. Ooh, okay. But when it's done right, it's done.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. So going along those lines, my next one, I have here, my wish is don't screw up DualShock 4.
Oh, okay. There you
Because it's essentially, I mean, it's the perfect controller.
Yes.
Like, I don't know that this was ever going to be a thing, but I always think back to the PS3.
The boomerang.
Yes. And I'm just like, oh, God. And I don't know that was ever really...
There's conflicting reports on if it was a real thing or if they just showed it too early or whatever, but
yeah.
they never could have released that thing. I would have never bought that controller.
Right. So I just... I'm really going by like the feel. If you change, like you said, get rid of the trackpad, okay, fine. You can touch whatever you want in the middle of that controller. Leave my shoulder buttons, the D-pad, and the sticks and the buttons over here.
The D-pad's perfect.
Those should not be modified in the slightest bit. Keep the weight, the feel of it the same. Like, I want this to be like, comparing it to like an iPhone, I want like the DualShock 4S, basically.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
Do not redesign it. Just, it's perfect. Maybe add some tweaks in the middle, whatever you got to do. But like everything basically outside of that trackpad area.
Let us turn off the
Don't
light
touch
bar,
it.
Not just dim it.
That's true.
Because that
yeah.
would save battery. But
Yeah.
the only other thing I had is the last thing on my list is I just want all this power, and we've said this many times, so this is just, well, I'm just kind of throwing it in there, but I want power and teraflops and SSD. I want all of this to be used for more than
Just
graphics.
yeah.
Like I said earlier, games can't. I don't need games to look any better than they do now. I say that, but and I've never even played a PS4 Pro, so maybe I am because I've got a 4K TV. It's not just getting the PS4 Pro. I looked up at least my receiver that I run everything through is 4K pass through, so that's good.
Okay.
But I would have to get 2 new HDMI cables. I need an HDMI cable to go from my PS4 to my switcher, which is a 4K switcher. And then from there to go to I need 3. I need PS4 to switcher to receiver to TV.
What do you have right now?
Just standard HDMI cables. You have to get like HDMI 2.0 or 1
okay,
or
I see
whatever
what
it
you're
is to get 4K.
Okay.
And then the other thing is that you know how all my stuff is run behind the wall.
Yeah.
Just to redo that is I'm gonna have to like feed the cable through and like tape it to the thing and then pull it back through, and it's going to be a nightmare, and you got to take
Yep.
the TV off to do it, you know what I mean? But
Yep.
it's one of those things that when it comes time, when I do get a PS5, that's when I'll say, okay, let's redo all this cable stuff and maybe have it all go. I've also thought maybe it should just be going PlayStation, Switch, Pi, everything, go to the switcher, that goes to the TV, and then the TV I've just got an audio optical out that just goes, so I never mess with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. But what the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, more than graphics. I just want it, like we always say, the example we always use is like GTA 6.
Yes, go in every building.
I want to go in every building, and I'm not even being facetious there. I want to go in, and they could never do that. I get that. But I want to be able to go in just about every building. I'm sick of, like, when you go and it's not just GTA, but any kind of game, even Call of Duty, you're running through and everything, and then you see there's a door, and it's like, I'm like, well, what? There's a door. There is a door. I get that it's a video game, but why even put a door in there if the door cannot be opened?
Right.
You know, I just, when we talk about getting rid of load times and all that, that's going to be huge. But that was one of the things I don't think I ever said about Bloodstain. One of my complaints about Bloodstain, the loads are horrible in that game.
They are. Yeah.
Every time you go to a new screen, it loads. I'm like, what the hell are we doing?
Well, it's like you see Bloodstained, and then you're there for a while,
and then it finally,
and then
says
it
push
changes
any
to the
button.
other screen.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can scroll through the tips, and it's like it's still
Yes.
loading. I'm like,
Yeah, when you
one
die
of
in that
these
game,
is borderline too long, and you got to sit through 2 of them. Like,
when you die in that game, it reminds me of what I heard people say when Bloodborne first came out, and that was a game where obviously you die a lot. when that game first came out, when you died, the load time to get back in the game was like you could go make a cup of coffee and come back. Like it was really bad. They fixed that by the time you and I finally played it.
Yeah.
Bloodborne 2 for launch. I was saying that to Ernie last week or something. I was like, when he was streaming it, I was like, Bloodborne 2 at launch. And Horizon 2 and then Call of Duty and blah, 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 blah. And Madden, all that stuff that'll come out around that time. But
yeah.
That's all I got. You have anything else?
I got 2 more, but they're both pretty short. One, as we've kind of said in here before, I do believe that this, at least the way we know it now, this is the last generation of consoles. So I think this needs to be expandable.
Oh,
everything.
Yeah, good call. I missed that. Yep.
Like everything expandable. Like almost a PC, but not. Just I don't ever think I don't know. I don't know enough about it to even be able to say that this is truly possible. Yeah. But it's like it almost seems like there should never be a PS6. Just keep making this better.
Like they made it pretty easy to swap out the hard drive on the 4, but that's just a hard drive. That doesn't help any performance or anything. You're saying like
everything.
Just a slot to like put in more 8 gig more of RAM or whatever. Everything. Yes. But it's funny when you go back, like consoles used to be made to be moddable. Like the N64 had the RAM,
the expansion pack thing.
The Genesis, they built it so they had the plugs on the bottom, so you could end up doing the Sega CD and stuff like this. And then they had the 32. Like, it's weird that we've gone away from that when we should be. It should be the opposite. We should be getting more
leaning into it.
Then even like the PS2 came where the stuff on the back, and then you found out that was for an Ethernet adapter you could plug in if you wanted to. Like consoles were moddable in the past. Now they're not at all. They're just, it is what it is. You can put a new hard drive. Cool. Okay.
Right.
But no, I completely forgot that. You nailed that.
And then last one, I'm sure there's going to be different models available. So this is, I think it needs to be. I don't know if it needs to be, but I hope it's under $500.
I hope so.
And even if it's $499, okay, fine. But
it can't
better not
above.
be $600.
They can't go back to that. My dream would be $400, but I just now if they put out a 1 terabyte model for $400, then I'm going to say, okay, 1 terabyte's enough. I'll save $100 instead of getting 2 terabytes for $500. I hope it's $400, but everything they're talking about these consoles,
I'm worried.
I don't see how it's going to be. Yeah. You know, I really don't. And that makes me like, are they going to have something?
I'm worried that the cheaper models will be $500 and you can get bigger, better for $600, whatever. That's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Little buddy.
Oh, I just saw a Firefly. So that's what we want from next gen. Those are our hopes and dreams. Just kind of a fun topic. Like, if you've been listening to us a while, you like from the beginning, we used to have topics every week, and we got away from that a long time ago. But with it being a slow news week, we want to do that this week. But there is some news, so let's get into this, Sean. Before our last podcast even posted, Nintendo had already announced another new Switch, for crying out loud. This comes from IGN. Nintendo has announced a new version of the original Nintendo Switch console that offers longer battery life. The new version of the console, as shown on the Nintendo website, will offer a significantly improved battery life. Significantly improved. You don't need an A in there. It should offer significantly improved.
I think either's fine.
Okay. Mom, hit the comment section. The new version is said to offer approximately between 4.5 and 9 hours of battery life compared to the 2.5 to 6.5 provided in the current model. Nintendo notes that battery life is dependent on the game being played. An example is offered in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which can run up for 3 hours on current Switch hardware, but 5.5 on the new console. The recently announced Switch Lite had an expected battery life between 3 and 7 hours, putting it at a midpoint between old and new versions. Switch hardware units with a model number HAC001 and serial numbers beginning with XKW, that's me, will have the extended battery life. New versions of the Switch can be easily identified by their new bright red packaging and will be available from mid-August in the US in both gray and blue-red colors. The model will go on sale in the UK in September, according to a Nintendo statement sent over to Eurogamer. So it's not the Pro. I think nobody has said that the Pro isn't happening, so I assume it probably is still happening next year.
Yeah.
But that's a big difference in battery life. It seems like it's all, what I've read is that it's not a bigger battery. It's all that stuff we talked about last week with those FCC changes to the original Switch. The changes with the flash chips and all this other stuff is that that's what improves the battery life.
Right.
That's big time.
It's not, I mean, yeah, it's pretty significant. I mean, if you believe the numbers, it's 150% basically. Like,
yeah.
I mean, with Zelda, the example you gave for Zelda, it's almost double.
Almost
so
double, yeah.
That's a big update.
It is weird. It's just weird because they put out the Switch Lite, which you would think because it's handheld only would have the best battery life. And it did for like a day. And then this got announced and it's like, well, no, now.
But it's a smaller unit, so it's probably got a smaller battery.
Right, right.
But, yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not going to get another Switch.
No.
But I wish but again, like I use the only time I use mine portably is to build Mario Maker levels.
Right.
That's literally the only time I play it portable. I know I'm in the minority there, but that's my life. It's my life. Super Monkey Ball, they've been teasing all this other stuff. A remake is coming of, I think we're in the wrap up now. That was one news item in the wrap up. I think it's called Banana Blitz. It was like the Wii version. I don't care. I really never got into Super Monkey Ball. A lot of people were excited with all the teases going on over the last couple of weeks, and then when they heard it was Banana Blitz, they were kind of like, well, that's the crappiest crappiest game y'all ever made in the Super Monkey Ball franchise. I don't know how many games there were, but that's coming. Please be excited. NPD for June. Mario Maker was the number one selling game in the US. I believe it beat out Crash Team Racing, and it beat out Mortal Kombat. I think were 2-3. Mortal Kombat had been number one for 2 months in a row. It was only on the
for
Switch.
like 4 or 5 days in the month.
Wasn't it June 26th? I think it was 28th.
Maybe it was the 28th. 23. Yeah, it was the 28th, actually.
Yeah.
3 days.
That's awesome. Also, Spider-Man PS4 is the best, shout out to Nick Schifani, is the best-selling superhero game of all time.
That's awesome.
It's beat out Arkham City and Arkham Knight, which are now number 2 and 3. Arkham City was number 1. Surprising because Arkham City was on PS3 and Xbox 360. This is only on the PS4, and it beat it. Same with Knight, obviously was on both games as well. I mean, both systems, but James Solar's the only one that liked Arkham Knight. Just kidding, buddy. The original Streets of Rage composers are on... I wrote on Bird. I was tired at that point. I meant to say on board.
They're on the bird.
They're coming back for Streets of Rage 4. Yuzo Koshiro and all his guys. I'm so excited for that game. If we do get that, I think that game's got to come out this year.
It seems like it should.
And it'd be pretty cool if we get Blazing Chrome and Streets of Rage 4 both out this year. For Genesis kids, like you can't get any... and we got Sonic Mania 2 years ago. Oh my God. No. I'll just say it because I won't remember to do it. If I remember to do it for a prediction for E3 next year, you'll forget that I said this. Oh, by the way, my watch band broke on my Fitbit. I feel naked now. I got a new one coming on Tuesday. It's driving me nuts. Because now I never know if I get notifications because I'm like, I can never feel this thing vibrate. Anyways. Crap, what was I going to say? Oh, do you think... Because I think Sega said they're working on the next Sonic project. Sonic Maker.
No.
I think those levels are too convoluted. And speed is such a big part of it. I think it would be almost impossible to design those levels. But I thought of that in the car the other day.
Yeah, I don't think so. I had forgotten until Sonic Mania, really, how non-linear those levels are.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one right way to get from the beginning to the end of any level.
Yeah.
And not to say that you couldn't make a Sonic Maker work. I just don't know that... I don't know that it'd be fun. I don't think the levels would feel true to Sonic.
Yeah.
I don't think they can do that.
It was just something that popped in my head. I have no idea why. I guess because I was daydreaming about Mario Maker levels to make for you. The GTA Online Casino update is officially coming out July 23rd. We talked about this last week, and now it is confirmed for July 23rd. You can go in the casino. You can buy a penthouse. You can pay play poker and black. This is going to be huge. This is definitely, I'm going to jump back into, I did all the stuff they said to do, and I played GTA Online a couple times here and there. I've not got my $1.25 million, Rockstar.
Uh-oh.
I keep meaning to check their Twitter feed because I'm sure everybody else is like, where the hell's our money? And they're probably going to say, it'll be there in 2 months. It better be there in time for this update is what I'll say.
Yeah. Just put it all on black.
What the heck day is it? That's 2 days from now. By the time it's already out. Xbox Game Pass for July is getting Resident Evil 4, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, Killer Instinct Definitive Edition, and the Gears 5 multiplayer test as well. Luigi's Mansion has a release date, and it is Halloween, and that is awesome. Are you going to get that? Are you intrigued?
I'm intrigued. I'm not going to say I'm going to get it, but I might.
I'm intrigued, and I've never played a second of Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
But it looks fun.
It just looks fun.
Yeah. And Resident Evil 5 and 6 are coming to the Switch in spooky October as well. So you'll be able to now play 4, 5, and 6. The 1 remake and 0, I think, are now all going to be out on the Switch.
Yeah.
I think.
0?
I think 0 is out on there.
No, yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know. Please be excited. Did you know, Sean, it is that time of the week when we do the Did You Know?
Yes. I was holding that one for the perfect timing. I was like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
You nailed it. All right.
Whew. Whew.
Okay, yeah. All right, so do you want to... All right, you pick. Genesis, NES, Mario 64, Metal Gear Solid 3. I thought I had more console ones.
Well, let's go Metal Gear Solid 3.
Sean, did you know why the date of August 24th, 1964 was chosen for the Virtuous Mission in Metal Gear Solid 3?
What was the date?
August 24th, 1964.
I don't know.
The Virtuous Mission takes place on August 24th, 1964. That date is also Hideo Kojima's first birthday. Kojima wanted to use his birth year, but moved that date forward a year.
I was going to say that, but I'm like, wait, he can't be 55 years old or whatever, but I guess he is.
But the reason he moved it forward is because he wanted the Kennedy assassination to be included in the story. November 1963, if you didn't know that. But yep, that is why the Virtuous Mission takes place on August 24th, because that is our Lord and Savior Hideo Kojima's birthday.
Praise be to Hideo.
All praise be Hideo. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here for episode 143. It's kind of been a quick one. Where are we at? Oh, yeah, that's under an hour. That's a record for us. We do thank you guys so much for being here. If you didn't know, we are part of the Nerd 901 family. So go over to nerd901.com for all things nerdy in Memphis and around the globe. Go check out the Blurred Without Fear. Of course, like we said, Nick Shafani and Ernie are both doing the Wrestling Smark Shooters podcast with us as well. But go check out youtube.com/blurredwithoutfear to see everything Ernie is doing over there. I think he's over 32K now, is what I saw today. It's awesome. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at Kevin White 24. He's at Real Sean White. Together, we're at 2player_co-op. And like I said, youtube.com/2playercoop. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you share the video with your friends and family. If you like audio, and I know Sean does,
love audio,
you can find us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, and other audio services around the multiverse. We have a Facebook page, and we don't update it. We only got one view this week. Y'all are slipping. Usually we get 3 a week for the thing that we haven't updated in 3 years.
Yeah, that's not good.
We're slipping. That's it. Episode 143 is in the books. Thank you guys so much for being here. Sean, let's go record some Mario Maker.
Let's do it.
But until that time, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.